Welcome to the MSU Fisheries and Wildlife Club, dedicated to natural resources exploration and education.
Well, Clint Otto, and I am a second-year PhD student in the Department of Fisheries and Wildlife here at MSU, and I'm in Gary Roloff's lab. Well, in general, I'm interested in how human-caused disturbances affect non-game wildlife populations. I feel non-game species are relatively underrepresented in scientific research and conservation, and only recently has different agencies and us as an academic community recognized the importance of incorporating or managing for non-game species as well, and this idea of biodiversity and ecosystem health that gets away from just single species management, for example, just managing for a white-tailed deer herd. However, for designing my dissertation proposal, I've selected three model organisms, one being the Nashville warbler, red-eyed vireo, and then scarlet tanager. And the last two species, the red-eyed vireo and scarlet tanager, are obligate forest-dwelling species. And so that will be a good indication. If they are present at my study sites, it's a fairly good indication that yes, there is some condition that is right for an interior forest-dwelling species to be there. And we can look at those types of data to see if there is a particular timber harvest strategy that works well for allowing those species to still occur within those forest stands, within the timber harvest zones. And then my other group of species being the amphibians. I told you I was herp lover, herpetologist, and that will be the redback salamander. They are potentially a good bioindicator of ecosystem health. So for the songbird species that I mentioned, every morning go out before dawn and to a harvested stand, a forest stand, and conduct a series of point counts there, where a single observer, myself, and then a few of my volunteers and technicians stand there with binoculars in hand, and we'll listen to whatever birds we hear within a given radius, and we'll record them either by sight or by song, and we'll record their presence. And then for these redback salamanders that I mentioned, we need to conduct visual encounter surveys. That's just kind of a fancy phrase for a person walking along a transect and rolling cover objects, such as downed wood, rotting logs, sticks, stones, any object we find on the forest floor, and looking for salamanders under there. If you're interested in doing this, if you're interested in pursuing wildlife or fishery sciences, get involved early and get involved with extracurricular activities besides coursework. Coursework's important, but getting involved in the research aspect is... I personally would not be here today if I would not have chased those opportunities. For example, right now I have several volunteers that are helping me out with GIS aspect of my project, mapping canopy retention or mapping canopy cover within some of my study sites. Also, I hire technicians. Those are paid positions. Hire them for approximately 3 or 4 months every year. Fall is a busy time for me because if I'm not doing work, I'm in a tree stand somewhere hunting. And strangely, I'm actually pretty productive in the fall as well because I'm so focused. I know that I have to devote 100% of my time to either doing professional stuff or hunting, and then sleep and eating and all that kind of shoved to the side. So.